And hello again, and welcome to my YouTube. I'm Alan Cook, the proud owner of the greatest painting as a duet done by Leonardo da Vinci. It's a new painting. I'm going to show you for how deep. Now this is, extremely, you're talking grain of sand or so. Here's the head, and here's an arm that comes down, and here's a head, and here's an arm, and it actually has another person here kneeling, and he and his buddies are actually racing up and down on the road. So I'm going to show you how this overlays over my X-ray. It's actually got a person here and some wheels, and it continues with other people over here, and these are all others, but we're going to concentrate what's showing up. And this image is exactly in the Mona Lisa, and it's in the mountains, and it's awesome. It's really awesome. It's very, 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 very tricky of his works, how he hides it. But remember again, his works move, and they end up everywhere. So when you actually end up, without me getting into detail right here, even though I am into detail, you're going to understand what the differences are when I'm done. I hope that I explain it right. But if you actually take his and move it across like this, he's flying and his pieces match. If you follow, here comes another one set up right here, and he continues. Because everybody knows when you go down the road, you got to move. And Leonardo da Vinci likes to move his art. His art moves. And that's a fact. If I go across, you can see. Now I'm going to pull this down, and I want you to really see if I can zoom in on this character here. You can actually kind of get, with me even getting blurred, you can see those two block faces and the zigzag, and how the arm here lights up in mine. Okay, and that depends on how you pull the works. Now I'm going to show you without doing the overlay. I'm going to show you how the arm looks straighter, but it's a trick. Watch this. Get this to be. That's what happens when you do this by yourself. There we go. Okay. Now you remember how the arm had a different bend? But here's a person, and here's a person, and there's also this little is a person, and it goes sideways when you get this blown up, and I'll show that to you in a different photo. But the arm that lights up is actually within the black, hidden with a portion of this. And remember, black is a color, and it is a color that he can hide, and that's what he does. Black is not negative in the sense. Black can be positive. Now I'm going to have to take another photo that I did not previously get set up yet, and I'll show you within that photo the same area, because this over here is the hair. Whoops. We got that booted up faster than I thought, because it is a large image. But anyway, let me just show it to you on this image that we're booting up. Okay, we're getting, here's the Mona. We're going to be zooming in this area right here, and you could already see the two characters pretty much. We're going to be concentrating this area here. Okay, no, and that's where it comes up on the color. So I'm going to have to get larger because that's what it takes for Leo's work. Okay, you see it? That's where it's hidden. And you see, you can see person to person and the arm. Now it gets a little wilder. I don't know if it's going to show, but there's a person. You can see one person here, but that's not the person. It showed that person right there with a little face. You only see a portion of the face. Is aiming up to these two. Now I'm going to blow them up a little more. And what he is he's flying in his painting. See? Look at. See how they show up different? You can almost see the eyes in them. See? Little eyes. That's his hard hidden works. Now, I want you to know this real quick. I'm going to reduce this down. Let me reduce this down so we know where it is. Okay, so we're concentrating this area. And we know that it's in this area, which you have to really hunt to get. Now, when you get into my painting of my X-ray, okay, now you're going to understand his works a little, I hope. We're talking, here's the people. You see them? Okay, and then you're talking, here's the people right there. Okay, and then, wait, so you know, right here, okay, right here, okay, those are large. Now you're going to see how this spells out Sali. This is in my X-ray. S-A-L-A-I. It's in here. You can see it. I've gotten many YouTubes, over 400. So what I'm telling you is that this works where I just said is in the same as the Mona. Pull that down. All across here, hidden. As hard as that person, it is that difficult to pull. But I'm pulling it for you. Now, on top of that, it has this character. If you see, it's a guy here. Little guy's face and then a bigger guy's face. That guy's face is only a little portion away from him. So we got this guy over here. And that means if you go on an angle, he's got to be right in this area. Okay? So now, that doesn't mean that Leonardo da Vinci is only going to put him in that area, because he was so infatuated about him that he will multiply him 1,000,000 times throughout his painting. His art is tricked. Okay, like for instance, that's a man's face with a tongue hanging out, or no, and then it turns into a dog, and then that's a man's face. Okay. See, he's got all these. That's like a big old rock man right there. And then you got other things in which I've shown. You can see how these are people. Look at it. Here's a dark shadow guy. See? These things are, well, that's a guy that's a bird, and many other things. So, I could tell you in my YouTubes what's in the eyes of the Mona, what the codes mean that I've explained, his hidden works and how he makes her move across the room, who's his lover, who's the initials of what Mona Lisa is, and can tell you lots of images that's on the back, nowhere near as much as I've done on the front. And I've also told you many things like thank you for viewing, thank you for subscribing, and for the awesome comments. I want to say, hey, God bless the whole world, the universe, and the heavens. And one other thing for you to know is when I reduce this and show it to you as a whole, you got to see that you can see that these images show shadows of where the Mona lies. There's not one thing ever that I've ever altered to deceive anyone. I've done this for Passion of Love, and I made a book called Passion of Love. So again, thank you, and you have a beautiful, wonderful, safe night. Amen.